Hey again, this is Bradley. Today I would like to give you my leadership philosophy and the principles that I believe in and try to realize and live by every day. Who is a great leader? In my opinion, a great leader is a macro manager. I try to give my people that I work with, or whenever I had a leadership position, whether it be back in school or at work, I try to give them a general framework. A frame just like a frame for a painting, but they can paint the painting themselves. I want to give them that freedom, and I want to make sure that they can live themselves out in it, but at the same time also know me well enough and know my expectations well enough to make sure that the quality and the product is what we expect it to be. And I think that that's a good leadership principle. You set certain rules, and then your employees are free to live within those. Next up, a supporter. A great leader is a supporter. I support my team 100%. This is especially coming from sports, coming from competitive track and field. We all support each other in every way possible, whether it be on the last 100 of a 400 race, or just in life in general. We celebrate together. And as a leader, you need to be your team's biggest supporter. And I would scream my lungs out for each and every one of my team members, wherever they are and whatever endeavor they might be in. Next up, a leader has to be a great manager. Obviously, you are in charge of distributing resources. Everyone's most valuable resource is time. Don't forget about that. But also other resources, budgeting, bonuses, all those kinds of things. And you need to come up with a system and communication to manage that. So management of scarce resources. Next up, you need to be a truster, meaning a trusting person. You need to have 100% trust in your people. If you can't trust anybody, then you can't be the leader. And, people might say, oh, I want to, trust is good, but control is better. That's such a German thing to say, actually. But the truth is, if you live by that, then you never end up trusting anybody. You will actually hurt the trust because people will find out eventually that you try to control them, try to spy on them, spot checks or whatever. I personally don't believe in that, because if I have to resort to those practices, that means that I can't trust you in the first place, and then that working relationship makes no sense. So I know that trust can be, something sometimes, and it's like a broken glass. Once it's broken, you can never repair it. But at the same time, there is no alternative. There is no alternative to 100% trust, in my opinion, and I do live by that. And last but not least, you need to be an entertainer. You need to have charisma, you need to be a memorable person. As a leader, you will be speaking for your team. I was always selected as the speaker, whether it be in German or in English. And, you have to be on the stage. You have to perform in that moment. You have to be memorable. You have to represent your team, your company, whoever it is well. And you have to have that charisma and that energy, I believe, very, very important. And now on to my 5 leadership principles and traits. And they all tie together very nicely. So number 1 is consistency, number 2 is honesty, number 3 is endurance, 4 creativity, and 5 is loyalty. Consistency, very important. You got to be there, you got to show up, you got to put in that work every day. Really ties nicely together with endurance. You want to be able to perform 100% every single day. Consistency also means, being authentic, speaking the truth, no matter who you're talking to, not changing based off of that. And it's also about honesty, giving people, direct feedback, direct communication, and caring enough about people to actually tell them the truth. Valuing people's creativity and your own creativity, making sure that there's enough room for ideas to be exchanged within your network, always keeping that interest for those new ideas and being passionate about them and making them become reality, essentially, and being loyal to people, appreciating, other people's consistency, other people showing up for work, not bad-mouthing people, and being there for them, being all in this together, whether it's, track team from my background or whether it's a team at work. Just being there supporting each other. That's my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.